How's it going, Spacers? And welcome back to yet another episode of the Outer Worlds. Today's episode, we continue. Wilhelmina, which I don't know why I was pronouncing it Wilhelmina so, like, heavily. Last time it's Wilhelmina. Or Minnie.
Please avoid damaging yourself or others while you are out.
Thank you, Ada. Wilhelmina Ambrose asked us to investigate the murder of her mother, which we're about to do. We landed on the Gorgon landing pad. I think I'm gonna keep Ellie and Felix with me. They seem most fit out for this mission. Most cut out, most well fit for this mission. Another DLC came out in between last episode and this episode. So
I don't know what kind of mess Spacer's Choice made here, but it figures they'd leave it to someone else to clean up.
yeah, Spacer's Choice. Usually just a bunch of junk. Now, I know they normally don't put anything interesting around the landing pads, but you never know. Good place to put secret items. I do see a secret chest down on the ground over there. Or did her mom die? Or her mom did die, but did her mom get murdered? I can't remember. It's a few days since the last episode. But here we are. Auntie Cleo's Taste the Freedom. Spacer's Choice Insta merch. Okay. Rizzo's. Okay. Spacer's Choice. Not really anything interesting here. No. Weapon wise. Can't afford that right now. They did a good job balancing this game, at least to me anyways, so that I would never have like way too many bits. I mean, I usually have enough bits, but ooh. I'll take that. See, there's no need to even buy stuff when you just.
Something made a mess of this place. Watch your back, boss.
I know what I'm doing, Felix. Ooh! I like the fucking Spacer's Choice Marauder gear. Ooh, I wonder if we can get more of that. If I can get that. That's actually really cool. That's neat. That's very hell yeah. Oh.
You gotta teach me that.
Oh. Alright. Sorry, I'm just looking around being a fool, but yeah, look at that. It's all like Spacer's Choice stuff. That's actually really neat. That's a nice little touch. Because yeah, why would Hephaestus people be? Why would, because I'm assuming that the Marauders are all just like former Hephaestus employees? Or like descended from, like their parents were at least? I don't know. Inviter. Improved silver tongue kit, eh? Well, fuck. I'm about to be one. I don't want to talk to him yet. I think he did this. And who knows? He might do it to me too. What's this? Okay, it doesn't do anything. Oh, look. Marauders. Or no, the Marauders must have attacked. Duh. All these crashed ships. There's one ship still remaining. It'd be cool if I could dock like a ship like that. That would fit my cargo hold. I hope in the next game they add like small, like flying segments, maybe? That would be cool. Do a departure. Like maybe do missions that specifically involve it. Maybe, you know, it's just a thing that you can do and there's like little, around each planet there's a small like just explorable region. Like you can just go into orbit and visit like maybe just things full of monsters, really. Like abandoned space stations. That might be a little bit far from what, that might be a bit of a departure from what they're going for with this game, but who knows? That'd be cool to see, you know. I love there being flying segments in games that are space themed.
I got supplies if you need them. No one lasts long on Gorgon unprepared.
Hi. Yeah, definitely not a spacer's choice. Ooh, okay. All this belongs to him. Okay. Hello, Khalil Chakram.
You looking for supplies, stranger? Let's stock up here. If you run low on bullets out in Gorgon's far reaches, there ain't no one around here liable to help you out. Let me know if you're looking for something particular.
So this is Gorgon, huh?
You mean you came out to this asteroid without knowing nothing about it? Me too. Heard it was wild here and couldn't resist. Trouble is, if you wander off to somewhere you oughtn't be, like way out in Gorgon's farthest reaches, odds are slimmer of your bits finding their way to my pockets. If you want my advice, stick close to the Sprat Shack, unless you fancy having your limbs torn off and eaten.
Right.
You okay? Does your stomach hurt or something? Look, I ain't stopping you from wandering elsewhere. But if you do, be sure you watch out for the Marauders. That's the #1 thing. And the Mance, I guess.
Mantisaurus.
Watch out for Marauders, Mance, and Charles from accounting, and you'll probably be fine.
Oh, dude, Mantisaurs are annoying. Who's Charles from accounting?
Only the meanest Marauder on Gorgon, and also anywhere else. That man is crazier than a bag of canids and twice.
See,
as
I
likely to
think
bite.
because this is kind of adding to
Bust
that
your head
idea.
open like an overripe mock apple if he so much as sees you. I ain't joking. He'll snap you in half like stale bread noodles.
You're making me hungry.
Sorry. Been a minute since I last ate. Charles from accounting is like... Imagine if you took 3 of the most howling mad marauders you could find and mashed them together. That's Charles.
So this is kind of proving that because it happens... Uh, 0 times 3 is still 0.
You know, that's actually true.
You ain't listening to me, huh? Well, I warned you. If you run off and get exploded to death by a madman with a rocket launcher now, that's on you.
Alright. Go back to that part about the rocket launcher, though.
Huh, okay.
He's got a
He's got a
rocket
rocket
launcher. How did he get a rocket launcher?
Didn't say. He kills anyone who gets close enough to ask.
Right.
Look, long story short, you do not
Fuck with Chuck.
Best to avoid the Marauder camp entirely. That's my 2 bits on the matter.
You know what? Fine. So I take it that evacuation alarm isn't urgent?
Huh? Oh, you don't gotta worry about that. It's got something to do with that scrapped Spacer's Choice project from way back. Damn alarm's been hollering at us for 5 years if it's been a day. You know, I don't dream anymore. It's all, please evacuate in an orderly fashion.
That would be so fucking ominous. I'm surprised Spacer's Choice built something that lasted so long.
I think that alarm's gonna bang on for all time. Ain't nothing doing that control terminal in. I know, because even Von Hoffman couldn't bash it in. And I seen that tough son of a gun throw a man clean across the Sprat Shack one time like he were a toss ball.
What can you tell me about Project Gorgon?
Only that Spacer's Choice shut it down in a big hurry.
Hmm.
From what I heard, some of their folks got left behind even. Don't seem like the project ended well.
Which would be the fucking Marauders. So about Charles from accounting.
Yeah?
Where'd you say he was again?
The Marauder camp way out to the east. That's what I heard, at least. And I sure hope you're asking so you can keep a safe distance away.
No. What have you got for sale?
Found a pickaxe in the mine like none I've ever seen before. Could be awful useful if you're the violent type.
Okay. Alright, starting off with a 50% discount. Auto Unfortunato never caught on. Oh, bye. Does it got any armor? No armor. Sell. Let's see. Doctor's orders I'm keeping. Flamethrower 2.0. Yeah, I can get rid of that. Can get rid of that. Well, I need to look at my... Okay, so... Close armor damage done. I never use this anymore. It's so weak. I should just sell it.
Hey again, strange. What?
What do you got for sale?
All sorts of...
I don't know what I just bought! What did I just buy? Get it out of here. I'll never know. Alright, do you have a workbench? Oh, dude, sick. Nice. Tinker. Modify, I mean. Go to this. This is the Silver Tongue kit on it, right? That has the Silver Tongue kit on it, right? I have an improved Silver Tongue kit. Wow, that makes all of my armor go down. Wow, that makes my armor go down. But, okay, so Silver Tongue. So it only increases dialogue skills. That's still good, I guess. Hold on. I'm gonna F5 real quick. Let's look at the armor rating of it as depicted in here. So right now it's 28. So if I do this, it's still 28. Dude, I don't understand some of this shit. Anyways, colony ship uniform. Just got it. Utility. Backpack. No. Gadgets. No gadgets. Yeah, that's everything I needed. Okay. So let's, I guess we can go to the Sprat Shack lead. Fast travel location discovered. Okay. Oh, this is an elevator. Okay. Nice. What's this? Tran D. Check election. Return to route. Shipment history. That's probably part of a quest. Shipment history will pull request logged. Outgoing shipments. Shipment, blah, blah, blah. Containing redacted. 3 discharge staff, 5 reassigned staff. Alert manifest content exceeds recommended maximum weight of this vessel. Yikes. Outgoing shipments. This one. Perseus, Loop, Load Gorgon. 100 cartons containing prototype, blah, blah, blah. 15 reassigned staff. Yep. And return to route. Shipment history, outgoing shipments. Return to shipment history, incoming shipments. This one, ethics gradient. 350 cartons containing 100 units each of sterile injection ampules. 30 high pressured steel cylinders containing oxygen. 25 volunteers. Incoming shipments. 3 corporate security squads containing 3 fire teams each. 500 rounds light ammunition, 2,000 rounds heavy ammunition, 1 flat containing 10 units, Moon Man standee. That's weird. Okay. That came from Byzantium, it said. Hold on. There's other things, right? Oh no. Messages. Yes, incoming. It's not the best choice. It's the only choice. Playing incoming messages. Mostly C. Are you aware of the concept of relativity? There's a rhetorical question. I am aware that Spacer's Choice's training does not include business philosophy in its curriculum. Consider this a remedial education. Broadly, relativity is an economic idea that describes productivity in terms of relationship. For example, from your point of view, the Argus sees, i.e. your freighter ship depot, export shipments of a perfectly reasonable rate. However, from a point of view of your enterprising colleague, i.e. S. Reynard, the Argosi's freight depot export shipments at a positively pathetic rate. A single one of your colleagues is capable of 3 times your productivity, then relative to your colleague, the Argosy freight depot is a failure. The rubric of your success is measured relative to your fastest, strongest, and most productive colleagues. Do you understand? Please take a moment to consider the comments of this message and commit them to your heart. Furthermore, please select one of the following reprimands below and append it to your permanent record. A. The quality of your work is unacceptably low by Spacer's Choice standards. Oof, that's low. The quality of your work is unacceptably low relative to that of your colleagues. C. By receiving an official reprimand on your permanent record, you have violated the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct, which will result in an official reprimand. Work fortifies the spirit. C. Mostly. C. Mostly. I don't know why I keep saying mostly. That's the only one. Return to messages. Outgoing. To Reynard. Buddy, I don't understand how you manage to log 3 times the number of shipments I do out of that miserable shack you call an office, but you need to cut it the fuck out. Mostly's been poking at the Argosi's ship rate numbers again, and now he started asking why Louie and I can't pack as quickly together as you can alone. I'm thinking maybe you should tell him you're dipping into the supply of the prototype during the time. I don't think he'd like that, do you? Shit, maybe you are. If that's the case, well, maybe you ought to come lend me and Lewis a hand when we load up the next haul. Maybe you are. If that's the case, well, maybe you ought to come lend me and Louie a hand when we load up the next haul of test subject corpses. Get yourself a real good view of what Chem's Wonder Drugs does. Chem's Wonder Drug does. Archived messages. Velasquez. Dom, you gotta help me out. The Monarch's delivery's gone MIA, and now the big guy at corporate is messaging my personal terminal looking for answers. Not mostly, not Goodfellow, that seersucker suit-wearing motherfucker from Byzantium, Bancroft. Your kid cousin still works in Cascadia, right? Do you think you could hoof it over to Stellar Bay and just, I don't know, poke around the port, see if it's there? The shipment's ID is Z42ML8 TXY. The transport we packed last week. I know it's a lot to ask. You know how I feel about begging for handouts, but I swear that by law, if I look out that door to Bancroft guy be there in the street slapping a wrench against his palm like a mob boss on one of those bootleg cereals from the Groundbreaker. Please, man. You know how fond I am of my kneecaps. Louis. Louis Velasque. Dude, fuck. They came bust his kneecaps. Once in the past already. Afraid they'd do it again. So, there's Sprat Shack. Is there anything else here that I've... So, yeah, I could just go way that way. So when I get here, I think... No, because this is where I went before. Then that goes up to where the Marauders were. I guess there's another path. Yeah, there was another path that way. And that pathway, I believe, is blocked. The path to the nose. What it looks like. Alright. Oh, well, we should talk to this Sprat Shack lead. Von Hoffman, hey, Sublight. Your boss hates me.
Let's have a chat.
Alright, cool.
All right, inspection time. Look at my eyes for as long as you can without blinking. Starting now.
You blinked.
Good. Look up. Now look down.
You have pretty eyes.
Thank you. Got 'em from my mother. You're doing swell. Now, name and occupation.
Perdita, Captain of the Unreliable.
Good enough for me. You're cleared to pass. That was a sanity check. If you had changed like the others, it'd be in your eyes. You'd also be drooling, cursing, and making a mess of the place. Welcome to the Sprat Shack. You can head on downstairs.
People it changed, you said?
Every day, salvagers and scrappers set out to comb the ruins and make their fortune. The ones who come back, they aren't always the same men or women who left. They change. Never for the better.
Ah. What happens when they change?
First, they get real twitchy and paranoid, shouting at folks who aren't there.
There's
Then
nothing
they smell
wrong
like
with
they
that.
soiled themselves on account of how they soiled themselves. After that, they're gone. Nothing but animals wearing human skin. Seen it happen myself. It's never pretty.
So, where exactly am I?
This is the Sprat Shack, the most remote watering hole in the system. Rule number 1, no fighting. Rule
Boring.
number 2, wipe your feet on the way downstairs. We're the only hospitable place on this rock. I want to keep it that way. That's why we have rule number 3. When people change, they stay outside, where they belong.
Alright then. No. Ooh. Let me ask you
Don't
something
ask me to
else.
dance.
I wish there was an option to say care to dance. What do you do around here?
Bouncer, bodyguard, law enforcer. I make sure the Sprat Shack gets only the highest caliber of clientele.
And I thought this place was gonna be fun.
Highest caliber of what? Is he talking about guns?
We get a lot of brand
Sweet
loyal
boy.
corporate types and a lot of cutthroat freelancer types. Both sides have their share of dirty scoundrels. And I hate dirt.
Alright then. So, what kinds of people come to the Sprat Shack?
This is a sublight bar, so most of our regulars come to plunder the old labs. The facility's locked up behind miles of red tape, so progress is slow. A lot of time to drink and reevaluate, then venture out and try again.
I see. What do you know about Gorgon?
Something bad happened here.
Spacer's Choice was developing chemicals. The kind with nasty side effects.
Can this colony have one research facility developing something without horrible, face-melting side effects? Is that so much to ask?
Marauders outnumber the rest of us 10 to 1. Either they came from Gorgon, or something draws them here. I don't know which is worse. This place is under a dark cloud.
I think they're from Gorgon.
That's all I know. If you want the history of the Sprat Shack, talk to Lex behind the bar.
All right. Well, I'll see you around then. Hell yeah.
Smell that? Cheap whiskey and stale cigarettes. My kind of place.
Now
Glad.
this looks like a real dive. Hey, I wonder if they got those floorboards that creak when a stranger walks in.
I hope there's like... Oh my god. I hope there's a creak as soon as I step on the ground. Hold on, sorry. Got tape around my finger for some reason. Let's walk in. That would have been a cool touch. So bar patron after bar patron. Smuggler. Smuggler. Freddy. Trixie. Braving Drunk. That's the guy I'm going to talk to first.
I may have been overserved. I don't even remember how I got here. Fell asleep one night and woke up in a lab.
Hey Lex, how's it going?
Welcome to the Sprat Shack. First one's on the house, and I won't even water it down. What'll it be?
Hell yeah, I will have... Spectrum Vodka. I want to see some colors, and lots of them.
Bottoms up. I assume you're here for salvage.
Ooh. Sure, got any leads?
Even if I did, I ain't supposed to play favorites. Most of my regulars are sublight scavengers. They pick over the ruins of Gorgon, spend their earnings at the bar, and head back out the next day. Vicious cycle, but that's life. You're the first new face I've seen in a while.
What do you know about Gorgon?
Spacer's Choice used to brew pharmaceuticals in these parts. That's why the asteroid smells like an old gym sock. They say Adrenatime came from here, just down the road at the old R&D lab. Very hush-hush back in the day.
I see. So, you know anyone by the name of Lucky Montoya?
Lucky? Sure, I knew him. He could get a little dramatic at times, but he was a good guy. Heard he took on a dangerous job. Spent a lot of time coming and going from the Office of Creative Incubation, just down the road.
Creative Incubation?
That's where the top rungers at Spacer's Choice came up with slogans and marketing. Lucky never told me why it was so important. Awful shame about what happened to him.
What happened?
You really want to hear my story? Law, most everyone around here is sick to death of it by now. Last I saw of
I never
Lucky
heard
was
it, though.
A few days ago. I went outside for a smoke and a stroll, and I saw this wild canid dragging a bloody limb. So I kicked the canid, scared it off.
Why not let the canid enjoy the juicy limb? Go on.
The canid was chewing on an honest-to-law human arm. Lucky's arm.
How'd you know it belonged to Lucky?
I'm a bartender. Attention to detail is my middle name. Anyway, the arm was clutching a phonograph that mentioned someone named Alex Hawthorne. I did some poking around, and this Hawthorne has a reputation among the salvagers who frequent the bar. So
Yep.
I packaged up the arm nice and tidy and sent it care of the Halcyon Parcel Service. They even gave me a discount on the hazardous waste removal stamp.
All right. So the arm made it to me. I'm Hawthorne's next of kin, sort of.
No kidding. And now you're here? Colony feels smaller than you'd think some days. I'm glad I was here to see this confluence of events, you know? The stars really aligned on this one. And here I am, smack dab in the middle.
I like her. So why bother sending the arm?
I figured Hawthorne would want to know what happened to his pal. Help Lucky get his affairs in order, you know. Oh, I hate to see people go with unfinished business.
Thank you. So where was Lucky staying?
3rd floor. Once I figured he wasn't coming back to pay his tab, I left his room unlocked to air it out. You can help yourself to anything you left behind.
Thank
Fair
you.
warning, I've been letting the regulars use it for a quick lie down. Just wash your hands when you're done. Trust me.
I will. You run this place?
Yes and no. The Sprat Shack used to be a shipping and receiving warehouse during the old Project Gorgon days. When Spacer's Choice pulled their guys off-world, Sublight moved in to salvage what we could, and they put me in charge.
So Sublight owns the Sprat Shack now?
Yes and no. Rumor has it there's a Sprat wandering around the Groundbreaker, and he's the legal owner of the Sprat Shack. Hagen's idea.
So why do the Sprats own the bar?
See, Hagen didn't want a paper trail that led back to her, so she gave the bar to the Sprat.
I see.
If there were any legal problems with this place, the Sprat would do the time.
You know, they do something similar in Byzantium. Fancier system, but same idea.
Hey, Sprats can be real dangerous. I once saw a Sprat cross a guy off. Well, not exactly. Guy I worked with choked on a Sprat bone while he was having his usual salt tuna for lunch.
Anyway, that's what the paperwork says. I don't make the rules.
How would you even know which Sprat's the right one?
Easy. His name's Matt. The beautiful thing is, no one could tell Matt Sprat apart from an ordinary vermin. I think that's kind of the point, to send the authorities on a wild Sprat chase.
His name's Matt. I guess I'll try not stepping on him if I have my Groundbreaker.
I wouldn't lose any sleep over it. The Sprat Shack's gone through a lot of title holders over the years. As far as business arrangements go, this one's a head scratcher, but they say it's all above board, so that's what matters.
So does Space's Choice mind that you're squatting in this warehouse?
Yes and no. We're doing a lot more than squatting. We're classing up the joint, keeping the riffraff outside where it belongs. They didn't even serve drinks until I arrived. Talk about wasted potential.
Can you answer any question without starting with yes and no?
Yes and no. Again, that one was Hagen's idea. She told me that speaking in vague terms keeps you out of trouble. And I don't want any trouble in my place.
So how do you get supplies in and out?
Thirsty people come and go from all over the colony. Mostly on the way to somewhere better. Some are well connected. And not everyone pays with bits. That's how we get the unconventional goods anyhow. Sublight keeps us well stocked with the essentials. By which I mean booze.
Alright, well, how about a drink?
Don't forget to close your tab when you're done.
70% discount already? I guess I'll buy that just to have it. Can I afford it? Barely. Feel like I have a lot. Definitely have this. Alright. Well, let's talk to some of the other patrons.
You're a humbug, Trixie, and worse, a thief.
I can't steal what's lawfully mine, you tangle-footed dimwit.
Break it up, you two. I've heard more than enough of your shit for one day.
So, what's going on here?
That was my salvage, Trixie. You had no right to it then, and you've no right to it now.
Salvage, you say?
Don't you be getting any ideas.
I risked my life sneaking around Marauders to claim that wreck. And I didn't see your name on it.
Now you've done it. Eat fist.
All right, that's enough. This is a family establishment. You want to make a mess? You make it outside.
This was
Jeez.
personal, Lex. It's a question of salvage. That wreck was gonna make me a fortune.
Some good voice acting here. Technically, that is business, not personal.
That's what I've been trying to tell him, but he won't listen.
It's the same fight every day. 5 years we've been at this, and we still can't agree on how to properly tag salvage. Now you two listen, this is my place. While you're in the Sprat Shack, you'll sit quietly, or I'll forbid you to come here at all. Is that understood?
Fair's fair. I'll have a stout, and we'll settle this later on our own terms.
It's no good to leave a fight unresolved. If I don't do something, these two are gonna be at each other's throats.
What do you propose?
Would you do me a favor and weigh in as a third party? I can use an unbiased set of eyes on the problem. An outsider like you fits the bill.
Sure thing, I'll give it a whirl.
Freddy, Trixie, go on and make your case to the generous stranger.
I'll start, seeing as I'm the one who's been most wronged in this equation.
State your names for the tavern.
Oh, very formal. Freddy the Scab, freelancer for sublight salvage and shipping, same as my father before me.
I see.
Junkyard Trixie, also a salvage freelancer, though I've been at it longer than Freddy.
So, just up the road and due east of here, there's a shipwreck lodged in the mountainside, right?
Right.
I staked my claim on that wreck. Then I wandered in for a drink. An hour later, Trixie swaggers in bragging about her salvage. Ugh, the nerve of some people.
How did you mark the claim?
I climbed on top of it and called out in my loudest voice, "Finders keepers!"
Your case isn't winning me over so far, Freddy.
What if I were to sweeten the deal? Say the salvage is mine, and I'll give you a share of the finder's fee.
Bullshit. That ain't fair.
Give me your story and I'll decide what's fair.
When I found the shipwreck, there were no salvage marks. See, the whole area was teeming with bloodthirsty marauders. So I snuck around and added my tag, clear as day, so no drunken idiots could claim the salvage out from under me, Freddy.
For the record, when I heard the marauders coming, I left. Trixie must have set her mark down after me.
Quit leading the prosecution, Hullhead. Anyway, that's my story, ma'am.
What mark did you leave on the salvage, Trixie?
I drew next in the dirt, with my toe.
That doesn't really make sense. That could, depending on how deep she did it, could have left one. Well, I've made a decision.
In all my years, I've never heard a more contentious argument. I don't envy your shoulders for bearing the weight of responsibility. You've heard it from them both.
Hers is a tangible thing. You can't just say finders keepers. I rule in no one's favor. Trixie claimed the salvage. It's hers. By law.
Thank you. Law, it's hard to get a fair trial in this sprat-fucked colony.
And this is the thanks I get for kindly offering to grease your palm? I swear.
Maybe if you were... You know what? I grease my own palm, thank you very much. I don't need you that.
Finally get some peace around here for a change.
So what happened to the wreck?
I'll write to Lilia Hagen in the corporate office on Groundbreaker. She'll get some haulers to drag it away. It'll take a while. Nothing happens fast around these parts. But at least the salvage would get a good home.
Does it happen often?
A little too often if you ask me, but that's the sublight way. Anything worth doing is worth fighting over.
Alright, well, I'm glad to be of service. See you around.
Come and chat if you're ever feeling thirsty.
And I will see...
I was hoping for a scuffle. I had a bottle ready and everything.
Calm down,
You could
Felix.
always go back and rile him up again later.
You know what? Good point. I will see you guys in the next episode of the Outer Worlds. Peace.